Yes, thanks to God, we are back on your set as usual. Every Saturday at 6 p.m., the Akunfi Princess Mercy B. Kerpe. I get to be on your set. And today, again, is going to be very educative. And again, we are going to talk about health issues. And as requested by you, the topic we discussed last week, I'm there. I am Crawford there, papa. In fact, the views were so high on social media, the comments too much. So my producer decided that we need to, go into details about the infections and all that. So stick and stay with us. Do call a friend to tell a friend. That's Girl Vibes is back on your TV on ETV Ghana. We also live on Facebook at ETV Ghana. And if you're watching on HD Plus, it's on the channel 177. And we also live on Go TV. So I have beautiful health workers today with me, and we are going to vibe. So stick and stay. We are going to give you the beauty tips kind courtesy at Dunko Next Level Premium Energy Drink. So stick and stay. We'll be right back. Yes, welcome back. I believe you've called all your loved ones, So we are going to vibe today. And let me introduce to you my beautiful guest. Today we have a midwife, so it's going to be interesting. Midwives, because and some no. One strong fairy home, but we to the base water, the pepper, and we get to learn. I also have a general nurse here. Yes, she is, she's not a new face on this show. Farida Ibrahim is back, our general nurse. Fari, Akwaba. Hey, and that's Shadana. Merci, Yenya. Hey, the mewa. I said, Vivi, are you okay? That's cool. And I believe you're going to give us all the vibe and the juicy education today.
Yes, we will.
All right. And I also have our new midwife. Yes. Today we have a new midwife here from the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. She's so beautiful. And she's actually wearing my favorite color, which is blue. It looks like, okay, so we have a deep blue and a light blue one. Abby.
Yes, dear.
Akwaba.
Yeah.
The permits me can yes, dear. So I'm okay, sure. So midwives, they are very interesting people. And today we are going to talk about vaginal infections. We are going to talk about the cause, the effect, how to prevent them. We really care about our ladies. This show is for ladies. It's for all our girls. And we care about every part of you. We want you to look well and, be healthy, have more confidence. So today we are going to talk. We need your comment today as well, because Zamobe kana yebe to the base of my request today and to a topic in the end. Call Facebook at ETV Ghana. A hono, a what's my shende, she no being a biashe. Odofu be a friend or phone done so. I show TV, sir. There's no has a mind. Ain't the ancient command I say, not young hen midwife when I am financial assistance, she is a big deal. Abi.
Yes, dear.
Mama, I but that Mamma Samo being because I then is what's a base. In fact, Christine, be a matter about her first. And Sana Mizako Farida Hokra.
You don't have a problem.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. Now, first of all, vagina infection cra or yabazi.
Okay, medical match, I can speak a little fancy, so it's
oh, okay. So the fancy is going to be more today. That's
okay,
fine.
so it's a phone, it's going to be interesting, like Mercy has said.
All right.
Yeah, vaginal infection. A yeast infection.
Okay.
Another a fungal infection. Infection, and yet them na zanate. It's baby abeka. Okay, so that's the literal meaning. It can be transmitted, it can just be acquired through sex or probably mesma a crown honor. So that's about vaginal infection.
Causes nipples are slowing it down because you went to her. Now you can homo. And to my menko Farida Honso, now if she has a bit to adapt, it's cool to go with her. Yeah. Can you raise your voice a bit for me? My voice
okay, so there are conditions that cause inflammation or infection in the vagina or the vulva. That's the outer part of the vagina.
Okay, so it happens to the outer part of it.
The inner is the vagina.
Okay.
That's the canal.
Okay, so
but the outer is also, the inner and the outer are they are connected.
Yes.
So the outer is the organs that you see. That's the folds in the vagina, and then the vaginal canal,
Okay.
and then the urethra, where urine passes through. So it's connected to the inner part. So you can't discuss the inner without talking about the outer. They are interconnected, so anything that happens to the inner affects the outer.
So Abigail started mentioning some of the causes, and she mentioned through sexual and all that. Is there more you want to add there?
Yes, there are many causes of vaginal infections, but some of the most common ones we have are bacterial infection. You know, the vagina was created in a very special way. So it cleans itself. So you don't have to
Adapt anything
introduce any foreign objects or substances or agents into the vagina. So when you do this, it alters the pH. The vagina is acidic. It has a pH of about 3.8 to 4.5. So when this pH is altered, you can cause either you can inhibit the growth of the bacteria, the normal flora. You call them normal flora. They are found in the vagina. So you can cause a decrease in the normal flora and overgrowth, or you can just clear the normal flora away. So these are some of the things we do that affects the bacteria. So when you do this, it's what brings about these vaginal infections. So some could be bacteria. So when there's an overgrowth, you introduce a foreign body and there's an overgrowth of the bacteria in the vagina. It can cause bacterial infections. We have yeast infections. Women, we have hormonal changes, imbalance, and frequent use of antibiotics also influences the pH of the vagina. And these can cause yeast infections, which will cause something like a frothy-like discharge or cottage yeast. You know how yeast cheese looks like. That's how the discharge could be.
So the discharge that will be coming from
is what we term, is used to describe the condition. So yeast infections.
Okay, so the yeast one is one of the types.
The causes.
The causes.
Yes, when you alter the bacteria, the normal flora, it produces these kind of
yeast
infections.
Okay. Now, do we have types, our midwife?
We have the most common one, the chlamydia.
Okay.
Can
you break it down for
Candida? So that's what most people say. I have
white,
a Candida infection. That's the most common we have. And then the infection that is common, like the chlamydia, is not just probably confined to just the vagina, but in the mouth, on the skin. So that is how makes it so easy to get, because probably when your spouse or anybody you jiggy around with has any of these
they can easily transfer
the bacteria on the skin, and there's a breakage or something. And so we have the yeast, we have the chlamydia, and then those are the two. We have the trichomonas. Those are a bit technical, but it's not different. But the trichomonas is also very common, but it can just go away by its own. A lot of women have these vaginal infections that really don't need treatment.
Some do not need treatment
at all. Your immunity will just take care of it.
Okay.
Your immunity. So everything about any form of illness boils down to your immunity, how you eat, your exercise, and all those things. It contributes to the total well-being of the human being.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So how will I know that this one will go by itself and that I don't need to seek any, medical attention? Because sometimes you see those ladies and they're better ultimately needs and can white and the saban or white and the trotrum crown or and ladies no bonus say I know it. Let's say 5 cities. 2 cities. So Bano and most way open the boys, candidiasis. So white. And funny enough, we quickly jump on them, we purchase them without seeking medical attention there. And today we are learning that in journal crap will be infections need be they don't even need those ointments or medicine and other baby. Madam midwife no can nye me bia. Ehon no nye me feel. It is a midwife bakana. Mr. Mercatron, na me send as it. Or be afra when you are besia finging if you care about them to watch this program. Interesting. Now me dene hu det that means when I'm read so na bi me dene hu det e order mo doctor ho e order mo ointment bi na me use na dey use na robokopo.
Okay. Thank you. And like my father kind we have a normal discharge.
Okay.
Let's say when you're ovulating. At that time of the month, there some discharges be bawase unborn. And it's not frothy.
Okay.
It doesn't flow like Miss My Baby, but unless you try to introduce, and that one is a bit slimy. Okay. So that is the normal vaginal discharge. That is at the time of the month. But you know, more infectious, no, whitish or creamish. It's frothy. Why the yeast? Why the cheese? I usually want
no more cheesy.
No more cheesy. I eat into like
color netted on.
And then when you introduce a speculum, or even your finger, those people want to use it. And then even the atta didn't the you back at the butter.
Infection if you want it. Wow.
But when you introduce a speculum, clear. But because there, so when you are able to differentiate between the normal time of the month as in your ovulating, them slimy thing you see there, and at that point that even you wet your panties because white's in the oba, it wettens
it drops more than the normal discharge, although to me for your baby.
And so most of the time, no. When it's infectious, no, it's one of the most common signs.
Okay,
those are the things. It itches. It's very uncomfortable, like most patients say. And then it smells. It has a fishy, fresh fish. Fresh fish, onion, basabi. Any very nice smell. So you would know.
Yeah. That
so
your body, smell has changed, your body sense has changed.
Yes. So it's not like the normal thing. The normal one doesn't smell, you will not itch. It doesn't look like this cheesy type. It doesn't flow.
Okay. So how, let's describe it to them. How does the normal one looks like? Because you being a midwife, and a cry, a hospital. And to tell us, how does the normal one look like? Because America might confused kaka. Metna me imagine Zaya muhuna zeo. Me yobia. Meta examine me hopa. It usually metimu katana me mirroring him. Not me boy me ho cry check him. And I know it's something that most of we the ladies we do. So we want to learn from you, the midwife, that other type of color ne cry na example. Na we should feel comfortable that this type that we see in our panties or even to see from the vagina itself that we should be comfortable about today. Okay, mama ko farida ho mama kasa dodo. Na mensam bra wenchemi. Very okay. So, describe a color first of all, not chechemi na.
Okay. So the normal discharge is milky.
Okay.
It's not really thick like
the yeast one, eh?
The yeast one. It's milky and it doesn't have any unpleasant smell.
Okay.
Yes, and then it varies, even though it varies from person to person, you have to really steady your body. In some people, it's very whitish. In others, it could be creamish a bit. So you have to really steady yourself to know that this is what I normally get. So when you know that, when immediately you have maybe a bacterial infection or you have a yeast infection or even trichomonas, as she said, you would know that, no, there's a problem. When you start seeing changes like the amount has changed, you know there's a problem. The smell has changed. You start getting itchy down there. You feel uncomfortable. You feel like there's a sore down there. All those things. When you have sex, you feel pain. Some of the pain.
Oh, that's also
yes.
infection.
Vaginal infections can cause pain during sex.
So it is not normal to feel pain whilst having sex.
No, it is not. It's really abnormal to feel pain. So when you start feeling pain, you know there's a problem. When you are urinating, you have burning or pain, you know there's a problem. When you see blood spotting or bleeding, you know there's a problem. These are some of the things that will make you know that you have a problem down there.
So when you see blood flow in your urine?
When it's not in your urine, there's maybe in your panty a spot, or maybe there's bleeding, then you know there's a problem. When it's not your time of the month, but when it's your time of the month, it's normal. But if it's not your time and then you see a spot or a bleeding,
you need to be worried.
You need to be worried. You have to see a health professional.
Hey. And so what's the first step? What should I do? Now, knowing the symptoms, first of all, the color changing, the itchies and all that. What should I be, doing?
First step, just see a health worker. Go to the hospital.
Okay, let's say, for instance, I start to itch at midnight and I can't, go to the hospital at that time. Or let's say financially, I'm not so good at I'm broke at that time. What should I do? Okay, so what should I do?
So probably a warm water with Epsom salt. Okay. Or even these are adanchin beer. With warm water. Warm water is soothing. Okay. Mean there I watch warm water is very soothing. So inti adanchin kan na there it will just soothing the place, and salt neutralizes. Salt no I don't want can now the
antibacterial properties.
Yes.
But midwives and so we shouldn't use salt or any soap.
You're not douching. You are
not mixing something to put inside your vagina. You're only washing. Okay. So it's not like you are washing inside.
Okay.
Seat pots beer while baby the warm water maybe a savana there chinegum hot water, then just the steam or just it's not today guade. Okay. Why are they bone? So
this time the steaming process is okay to do.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Because we know the steaming sometimes you speak against it.
Ideally the vagina has to be warm.
Okay.
All the time. So when you introduce a warm object, like or any warm environment to it, so the vagina is comfortable
with that.
Yeah, that's why you have these kind of infections common down here in Africa than in the cold areas. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I'm confused. In fact, I'm very, very confused. You know why? Because it's the health people that do tell us that don't steam the vagina, don't do this, don't put salt into. But here, okay, is it because of the infection?
Yes, I wanted to come there.
Okay.
If there's nothing wrong with you,
you don't have to steam.
Ideally, if you're not hungry, will you eat? No.
Okay.
Or you just want to pick on foods. You see this, you touch, you see it, and then you become
weak and tired. So that the same thing will happen to the vagina if you give it to. Okay.
Yes. So it's like you don't need it. Any other condition is not just about don't steam the vagina, but any other condition. Probably my head is aching. Let me just go and buy anti-malaria. No, you have not tested. You don't know. You pick on it. It doesn't work. Let me buy this one. Somebody come mercy. Oh, I had this medicine. So it doesn't help you.
Okay.
As an individual, your whole health system, like your body, you are just altering it. So when there's nothing wrong, but because you asked of home remedy, okay, that's why I mentioned this one.
Okay.
And even you can just eat citrus fruits. Okay, so that you build up your immunity.
We will come and talk about more of the fruits because I remember one of our nurses, her name I've forgotten, she taught us to use the fruits so that at least our urine will even smell good.
Yes.
So we will come. Mary, yes, shout out to her. She was here last week and she's been teaching us a lot. And we'll add you, Abi, to our regular panel here as well because I'm enjoying your conversation. So stick and stay. We'll be right back after this break. All right, thank you for watching, and that was our beauty tips for today. Thanks to Adonko Premium Next Level Premium Energy Drink. Adonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink. That is the best energy drink in town, and I recommend it to you. It has protein in there. It has vitamins. When you're tired from work, please make sure you buy Adonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink. And the rockstars in now, on our Kobo shows no brat, you know what's on one can come black not gold label no what sure Adonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink no or come and they call baby a being a beato and I'm traffic my bone them by was so sister the bia make sure and the hanwa and by show no who hear me pal and she said if you engagement bia ya Mr. Frehon not one more with Juma na ye 80 Frehon on 020-489-8698 and 059-2610-998. A friend na catch your Kofi Princess a whisker cran or from what now and then no come church and no my papa as you requested for Yari. Yes, Amo. And we are talking about vagina infection, the cost, the prevention, and everything about it. Young midwife will fear her, and we also have a general nurse or how am I here? Steamy no, sis ya no here, but in your debia, no here wa bra. Enya vagina infection, which is ABI white on the crown on either show who put it. As at the time, obeying one na jubin no aba neze suit to kakra. And then early in the morning, you visit your guy, need to know what's up there. Anabi, the man can, my fancy man, so now consider fruits no so. No here pa. So if I have vagina infections, how many times should I eat fruits in a day?
There's no recommended amount of fruits that you have to eat, but just eat well. Not just about fruits, but vegetables. You know yourself. You eat well. You don't do pick eating like people boys were so because when you're not healthy, you become more vulnerable, and then any infection be able. When we switched to COVID, people were not eating well, and they were just having other people were just cautious of whatever they eat and all those things. And see, fruits, that's just the citrus fruits like pineapple, lemons, oranges, grapes. All those things. And we can pick on some vegetables. The vegetables that are healthy, most of the time they are not nice. We want to pick on probably carrots and those things. But when it comes to
tomatoes, I learned it's very good for the vagina. That's
it's good. It's good. But people don't really like tomatoes. People don't even like cucumber. We don't like cauliflower. We don't like
because they don't taste that, they have this sour taste a bit sometimes.
It doesn't even look attractive to eat.
Yes,
but it's good.
Okay.
So it looks like the things that will get you down are more nicer to take than the things that will just lift you up, and it's like that. So when you have 5 cedis, you prefer to buy something else heavier, carbohydrates, than getting up an orange or something. But let's add it to a snack. Instead of you to just snack on any freezing drink or something, you can just snack on an apple or an orange. I don't think an orange is too expensive to get to buy.
Okay. Now, talking about the things to do, now let's come to the things to avoid, Farida. If I have infections, what are some of the things that I don't have to do?
You should avoid putting your fingers inside, because when you have an infection, you are used to, especially, excuse me to say, the lesbians who do the fingering. Yes, it pushes the infection upward.
Okay.
So it travels through the vaginal canal, going through the cervix into the womb, and could cause pelvic inflammatory disease. This pelvic inflammatory disease is the inflammation of the uterus, the fallopian tubes, and the ovaries, which is the leading cause of infertility in women. So this is very dangerous for women. We should avoid putting our hands there. The vagina cleans itself from inwards, outwards, and that's the discharge that we see. So we should avoid putting our hands to say you want to clean. You don't have to clean. It has its own mechanism. And we should avoid douching. douching, the use of agents like vinegar and water. Some use baking soda and water to clean inside the vagina. To flush, yes.
The baking
makes
powder.
my
Yes,
brain, you're
baking
like,
powder.
Like, what are you
Mate
talking
salt,
about?
mate, gloves now. You know,
Savlon,
but baking powder is a
antiseptics.
mental.
Yeah,
Some use baking powder with water.
Yeah.
They believe it cleans the place very well.
Very well.
What you are doing is you are flushing out the normal flora in the vagina and putting yourself at risk. So we should avoid doing these things. Those who wear tight fitting clothing, they trap moisture in there and the heat as well. It's not good for the vagina. We should avoid when you are menopausal. You know, estrogen, the hormone estrogen influences the pH of the vagina. So when you are in menopause or you are breastfeeding, these estrogen levels are low.
Okay.
So we have a condition called atopic vaginitis. It's not an infection, but it puts you at risk of having an infection.
Okay.
So you have the thinning of the vaginal walls, you have itching, you have symptoms that are similar to infection, but you don't have an infection. It's just the estrogen levels that are low. So you have that condition. So you could use estrogen creams to help moisturize the place and prevent dryness. Maybe some people will say the vagina is dry, so they'll use some agents to clean there, apply all sorts of things. You should avoid applying except it is prescribed by a medical practitioner, then you can use it. But apart from that, you shouldn't. And then those who consume a lot of simple sugars, for ladies, sweets,
Toffees,
a lot
ice
of
cream,
them.
chocolate.
You know, we have glycogen in the vagina. So we have also the Dodling bacillus, which breaks down this glycogen in the vagina to produce lactic acid.
Okay.
And that is what makes the vagina acidic. Protecting the place. So its function, the lactic acid is just to protect the place.
Okay.
But when you keep on taking these sweets, there's an overgrowth of the bacterium, the glycogen in the vagina.
What is the glycogen?
The
itself?
glycogen is sugar.
Ah.
There's already sugar there.
Yes.
That
yes,
is
yes,
sugar.
yes.
So you have a hormone that breaks down that sugar
Okay.
into an acid to protect the place. But you keep on taking more sugars
To add on
to what you already have.
sugar.
You
so
get
it
it?
becomes more
More
and excess.
than overgrowth. So we talked about overgrowth of bacteria.
Yes.
So it could lead to a vaginal infection.
Okay.
So we should limit, try and take in more water, try and rest more, sleep well, eat well. The fruits and vegetables are very important.
Okay.
And then this could help. You don't have to introduce all these things and be eating all sorts of things. You have to eat well as well. As a lady, you have to eat well to help you prepare and then help you prepare the place, especially if you've not given birth.
Birth before.
Don't want to have these infections. We could lead to other
Infertility and
conditions,
all that.
infertility, other conditions, and bringing you all sorts of problems before you even reach your child-bearing age, and it causes a lot of problems. And also we have people who use spermicidal contraceptives. These are contraceptives that work. They are gel. Some come in gel form or film or suppository. You insert it and then it kills the sperms to prevent pregnancies. It works for some people, but for others it causes inflammation and irritation in the vagina. So it could lead to infection. So if you could use other family planning methods if you experience this, so you could avoid that as well.
Wow, lot of education here today. But I know most ladies take the honey in replace of the sugar.
Yeah.
But last week I was talking to a friend who is a medical doctor, and he was like, you people, they lie to you to take this honey, but the end product of this honey is the same as the sugar,
which is already
so
present.
the honey and the sugar, my sister, they sometimes lie to us. They are the same. Just that since you're the midwife, let me not do the talking, please. Talk for us. Are we to take the honey in replace of the sugar?
I think it's just about the amount that you take.
Okay.
It's just about the amount, because if you want to tease on something and you think you want to say people will dilute alcohol with non-alcoholic drink and think that they have reduced the alcohol. No,
it's still the same content in there.
It is still there. So if you take a bottle of honey,
or
a bottle of honey, and somebody take 4 teaspoons or tablespoons of sugar, and it's equivalent to the same amount of sugar, then you have absolutely not done anything. But since we know that honey is probably more healthier than the sugars, especially the, I don't want to mention brand.
Don't mention brand.
No, don't. So it's healthier. So you just cut on.
Okay. But what about the brown sugar? We we have the white sugar and we have the brown sugar. I think of the same content.
As she said, it depends on the intake.
The quantity
that you take. If it's more, it will surely could cause infections. But you should really reduce your sugar intake. You know, women, we like sweet things. So you can reduce. You don't have to be eating all the time.
More.
Yes.
Okay.
And taking more water.
Okay.
That should help flush the system and then wash down these infections. Yes.
So water is good.
Water is very good than the sugar.
Abby, now let's come to the transfer of these infections. We have partners. Some of us are married, some are in relationships, some are getting there. Now, do men even get white? Can we transfer this white to them before we come to, in general, the whole infection thing?
Okay, so they have penile infections. That's during an unprotected sexual intercourse.
Okay.
You can transmit to us. Because, you know, the anatomy of a man do not make them more prevalent to conditions of this nature, like women. Our anatomy exposes us to all these kind of things. So when they have an infection on the penis, it may not be of a worry to them, but when they come into contact with you and you have an unprotected sexual intercourse, then there's a transfer.
The man
probably if the man has slept with the woman with the infection, we have reinfection and then recurrent infections. Okay, so somebody may be treating white. After treatment, 1 month, 2 weeks, it comes again. So recurrently, the person is treating. It's possible that the man is sleeping outside with another woman who has white, or you infected him with the white, and as he's bringing it back. So most of the time, in chlamydia infections, simple ones that we know like gonorrhea, all those things, it's better you treat both partners. If you're in a sexual relationship, it's better both of you are treated, so that at least the man is safe and you are also safe. Apart from the penetration, like she earlier said, infections, you know, all these chlamydia or all other bacteria are not supposed to enter into the vagina. And then we know that as part of foreplay, we do fingering and licking and all those things. So if the man has an oral thrush or oral candidiasis, okay, so by the time the man will finish licking, then you have a vaginal candidiasis.
So should we stop that one?
You have to make sure that you don't have an oral thrush.
How will I be able to tell as to whether he has it or not? No, but what if he's not telling me? Is there anything like looking at the mouth? Is there something
they have white patches?
That's what I want to hear.
They have white patches and their mouth smell.
Okay.
The way we smell that, everybody probably, if you close your mouth over a period, you have a smell. But this smell,
it's too much.
It really smells.
Is that bad?
So you get to know, and then I think it all boils down to effective communication. Just talk about it and probably laugh over it, and then it solves. Rather than saying, "Hey, we're not born" or something, and don't come close and blah blah blah, and it will cause another issue on the other side. So if you're a man and you know you have an oral thrush or oral candida, you just
communicate
see
with
your
lady.
dentist or any medical practitioner to see what is happening. And then you cure it, and then you have a lovely life. And then if their fingers are dirty, I always say that I don't know why some people will just feel comfortable to make love when they are not neat. I feel you have to take your bath, you know, and feel pleasant yourself. And then I think when you're looking, you're feeling good, you have some level of confidence,
Oh, yeah.
you know, that you come out with. So why don't we just take that practice? You wash your hands well, you probably take a bath. If it's your husband, you take a shower together and all those things. You wash yourself so well, so that when you are doing something, you are sure of what you're doing.
And brush your teeth.
And brush your teeth as well.
Definitely,
You know, and just brush your teeth. So I don't know, men, don't talk about them.
Let's beg them. Please, our men. Let's together beg them. We beg you, eh?
Just
in case, communicate to us and let us know.
I was telling somebody that a gentleman is not the only guy who wears matching
suit and tie,
shirt and shoe, or matching belts with shoe, matching colors, shaving your beard, and just putting on some expensive perfumes or Rolex watch, and they will just be, you know, wiggling their waist about. But you have to smell good
in your mouth.
Inside, in your mouth. Just guys will just eat and walk away. Oh, after all, but probably before you want to make love, just how many minutes will it take you
to brush your teeth?
Brush your teeth, and you can do it together. And love, you know, you just hold your partner, both of you are brushing your teeth, both of you are buffing, so that it doesn't look like me. So probably to the viewers, when you know that your partner has this bad odor or mouth odor, you can just be nice. I want us to take a shower together. So probably you feel like, yeah, I feel love today there. But if both of us are bathing, then it means that it's not as if you are smelling.
Yeah.
If both of us are brushing our teeth, it doesn't mean that our halitosis.
You're both good together.
Yeah, that's all.
And there will be no infection.
No problem.
Fari, you've been laughing throughout.
Yeah, the way she's saying it, it's true. If you tell your partner to do it and you don't, seems like you are pushing him, and because there's a problem.
Okay.
But when you do it together,
you solve it even together.
You solve it together. Or you can say it in a very nice way. Or let's see the dentist together. Let's go. Let's have a checkup or something. Then when you go, you can explain things, and then you get a remedy.
I even feel denka obey who symptoms nanka obey am being in anka munkombum. Let's go for a breather. When we come back, we get to continue the vibe right here. We'll be back. Now, and that's so high show. Papa. We are talking about vaginal infections, the causes, how to prevent it and all. We care about you. ETV Ghana Girl Vibes, we really do care about you. So we have a midwife here, and we also have a general nurse here, and we are talking more about our vagina area because we care. Now we've gotten to know that the men too. Hey, when you're white, but I wasn't when you're honenum. And you know, me pacho, obey assisting ya. Now who could know one channel, or partner no one chenanka, and you now call hospital album nanka marco check mo or treat no, now also treats. But no words in Pomagra. I didn't say baby, I was 6, but I didn't say baby, in one repachana say. Nana pedo kwa swaka kana sebi was nano pedo so kwa. You know, you need to treat each other. You need to brush your teeth, wash your hands, and all that. If it's the last week, today, this education, and it's getting very interesting. Now, midwife for hazy, mankase baby. I'm the producer pedo ke baby na baby sa na ya ko. Now, it's quickly CCIM bra how to treat it. We know we need to go to the doctors and all that. First of all, treatment yen by henezi we are na yakombe in funo so just in case yes a come wana na yakohonti. First of all, no, how do we treat it?
So probably I don't want to mention any medication or anything, but so for you to treat you go to the clinic or the hospital, and then I want to say something. don't feel shy about these things. If you're a woman, if you're a young lady, and you're having whites, you feel that you're smelling, you're having this foul, offensive discharge, and it's so bad. And when you keep it, like Farida said, it's because of your anatomic nature, no, or so it will go from vagina, cervix, fallopian tube, ovaries, the whole uterus. Now you have PID, you have other conditions in the uterus, and then a baby hawadron like later on. So I think there, just visit your any general practitioner about these ones. If you want to be so comfortable, you can see a gynecologist, you can see us as midwives. You are always there to receive you. Don't feel shy because them problem. When you get to the clinic, you realize that you've been in a queue. So all those people in the queue, where are they going? They are probably going for the same age, you know. So that is the main problem that makes others recurring because people have these conditions and they feel shy to come out and talk to the doctors. But you have a choice, you know. All of us are around. If you feel that you're not comfortable with the opposite sex knowing what is happening, you get there. There are female gynecologists. There are some of us who are doing well woman practices. We are making sure that we get the women more close to us so that we'll feel comfortable and talk about ourselves, because all these things, when you don't take care of it in the near future, you affect your tubes, you affect your ovaries, and then you want to have babies and then you can't. So treatment, seek medical advice.
What about those that do self-medications, you know, by going to the pharmacies and what I earlier mentioned, buying ointment on the streets?
I still say in bold letters, seek medical advice is the best, because what the light so that the blue, I bet no wire brown. So it's like that.
Sure, you're black.
You know you are buying a black shoe. Buy morning wire brown. I say that shoe man, I'm trying no phobia at all quantum. But if you are going to probably the right place, you know it's in a shop, and you go there the next time, you want blue, you are seeing blue, they are giving you blue, you are taking it home. So it's the same thing that comes to our health. And then I'll just give this advice that we should let our health matter to us. It is something that in our parts of the world we don't pay attention to. So far as we are just walking about, we think that's okay, but we need to do more. It is your body, and you feel that there's something wrong with it. I don't think you have to wait for somebody to see. You have white, you know it's smelling, you know it's this. Do you have to wait to meet a man, want to have sex with you? Now you part up and the man has to run away because of the smell before you feel embarrassed and go to the hospital. No, it is with you. So just visit any health center.
But you know, visiting the health centers, sometimes some ladies, they really wish to, they really, you know, not that they don't even have the money, but thank God I have a general nurse and I have a midwife. The master me, they be what's me, a nurses na, a health workers, what by me, mister. What's the mumu bimo? In fact, in your mumu bimo, what's it muye rude when they come to you?
That's not entirely
because I know what banners or Becca shoulder or white tipa, not much I say. Insults. You didn't take good care of yourself. Blah, blah. We hear from them sometimes.
It's not true. Today somebody was saying something, passing a comment about an institution. It's not a health institution. And I know the institution, but the way they were talking about it as if they are doing nothing.
Yeah.
But I always tell people, when you write an exam and you have A, you got A, right? When you have F, the lecturer gave you F. So it's like that. When they come and most people want to probably, sometimes they will not tell you what is wrong with them.
Okay.
So that is where the problem comes. We will take history and we want you to tell us everything we ask you.
Okay.
And tell us the truth.
Okay.
Because I can't China. You go, you come back, you go, you come back, and it looks like you are doing nothing. And I promise you, I don't know where you have been to, but you come to Kolebu, the reproductive health unit, when you have any vaginal infection. at least you have a reproductive health unit there. They will
hey, Kolebufu wa chando ha. Yo, Martin.
Just come.
What's the bicycle no home for swinging free?
Just come there. Another advance, my who problem. Obi one Monday will be a friend defense mechanism because of him there more the banning, you know. Or ban another one, my dream. That been so showed off, Pharaoh. I bet no idea what so the small thing I don't know per day. Oh yeah, and then on the other side probably we are different beings. Some people are extremely nice. Some people are practically nice or ethically they try to be nice. And our job prescribes that we use those ethics. You know, intima onye nisu do be nice no. Job na ma we share do be nice. Into start only nice na to a pointer. In the Suban way pray. So when you come, sometimes when I even give address to a seamstress, I just give you the occasion. It is your job. You have to know the echo wedding and day na wapam. Say this is what happening. So you do it that way. Unless in very special things that you have to go in. Into Abba, you need it. So far as you left your house to come, forget about anything. You can go to the banquet hall and sit down. Other people will come and cross you and take their money, and you are still seated because you want your money, and then you want your health. So Moko Hospital, I'm there. Although I'm a health worker, even when I move out of my department and go somewhere, I sit down till I get why I am there. I came there for a purpose. Just take it and go home. Sometimes, Miss Afuna, some of us are a bit masculine too. You know, we bash over things, but some of the clients who are terrible.
And then one was there saying, but sting in them when the men call Farid and so it's a fairy, also for Kaka home. Okay. What's more rude?
You're good, though.
We are not. I think, as she said, it's individual. When you go to a hospital, although ideally nurses should be very nice and welcoming so that they feel at home, they are able to tell you their problems. But sometimes, you know, as she said, when they come with these infections, they feel shy. They withhold some information from you, which is not ideal because we want to diagnose the problem, know the causes and the history. And then some people have this perception that vaginal infections are contracted only sexually, and which is not true. So when they are coming, they think, you know, they have these misconceptions. So they think that you'll be thinking they went to have sex or they went to do this
or something.
Or maybe the person is already promiscuous and then they already have this mindset that you would judge them, which is not entirely true. So when they come, they don't want to tell you. They hold on to some information, which is why most of them keep going and coming back. Because if you have a partner who is quote unquote promiscuous, and then the person, you treat yourself, the person is not treated, and then you go back to the person, you end up getting infected. You keep on coming back to the hospital, and then they'll keep saying, I went to the hospital, they gave me drugs, it didn't work, which is not entirely true. Some of these are misconceptions that people have. And then antibiotic use, where you continue using it for a very long time, it interferes with your normal flora. So it also ends up getting you an infection. So, and even it could be that you've already treated it, but because you know the drug, this time when you get the infection, you can buy it from the pharmacy, you can buy it from the drugstore. So they end up using all these drugs, which could in turn even cause you another infection, which is not good. So when you come to the hospital, be open about it. Tell the doctor, the nurses, the midwives, tell them your problem. Don't worry, no one is going to judge you. They are there, we are there because of
us.
You. We are here to serve you, to help you get better. That is what we are there for. So when you come, be open, tell us your problems, tell us what is worrying you. If you've been promiscuous, say it so that you bring in your partner so that both of you can be treated. And then that is the end. You don't have reinfection, you don't go getting another infection and coming back and saying nurses are this, midwives are that.
Okay.
Yes.
Yo, our midwife. So after this treatment, please, I don't want to come back to you again. So what should I do?
So so all those things that we mentioned, all those things that caused the infection, then you're going to avoid them. Okay, so you wear very light cotton clothing, especially underwears. Okay, so you wear cotton underwears. We know the cotton ones are quite expensive, but let our life or our health really matter to us, so that when you are buying it, you know the purpose for which you are buying it. Not just that it's nice, but because I want cotton, let me just get it. Okay. And then you don't want to come again. You make sure that you probably have a protected sexual intercourse. Yeah. Especially when you are not married. Okay. When you are not married, you are not expecting a baby. I don't see the reason why you have to engage in unprotected sexual intercourse and then you have to stick to a partner. Okay. Yes, because if you move from one partner to the other, then the infection is just going around in circles. You get to somebody and then it becomes, and then some people are saying that because we know there's a philosophy. You add in with
your final words because our time is already up.
So with our philosophy that the heat in toilets also contribute because it probably is so much heat, or areas that we sit on. Our anatomy allows us to sit to pee. Okay. Okay, so when you sit and somebody have used the washroom.
Same WC.
Yes, and it's infected and probably the water splashes back. It's possible that you're going to get the infection.
Okay, so if there's no splash from the water, you are safe.
Yeah.
Or do you automatically get it by sitting on the WC?
Sometimes you get it because it's just a bacteria. Okay. And it's very small. You may not see with your eyes, so it just moves around, and your vagina or your vulva is very close to inner part of the seat than outside. So you are prone to get this condition. So as I'm finalizing, I want to tell everybody, if you are working in an organization and you're a cleaner, you make sure you clean well. And then when there's this project, procurement people, try and buy cleaning agents that are good, because so that at least when your staff is healthy, the more money saved. Well. Yes, they will not stay in the house. You will not give them money for health issues and all those things. So we plead that you take care of our environment and ourselves, and then for the women, we eat well, we don't insert objects into our vagina. People are using sex toys. All those things can just introduce infections into our vagina.
All right, thank you, Abby. Farid, we are done. Your final words.
I think my final words would be to the ladies. Okay. We are more worried, ladies are more worried about pregnancy than they are about infections. So I think we should be very cautious who you go around sleeping with. You should protect yourself. If you want to sleep around, you should protect yourself, because these infections can cause infertility. You might think you're having fun. In the long run, you end up getting infertile. So you're at a loss. So we should really take care of ourselves. Use water. Please don't use any soaps, scented soaps, detergents that are strong. Dry your panties in the sun. It has antibacterial properties which will help you. Wear cotton underwear, as she said. Eat well, rest, sleep, and take good care of your body. I think we'll be fine. Report to the hospital if you have any problem.
All right, thank you. So make sure you report to the hospital when you have any of those issues, okay? And let me tell you, MMC Live, yes, is coming back to you this year. Again, it's happening on Saturday, the 30th day of July at the Grand Arena. Yes, so make sure you do this. It's the music, magic, and comedy. A night of, more excitement, more music, and more comedy. And make sure to buy your tickets. It's just 100 cedis for single and 150 cedis for double. Come on, and the 150 double. That's why you can purchase it through online with a short code *13*33*10#, and then you get your tickets right there. It is brought to you by YFM, MX24 TV, City FM, Pulse Ghana, Happy FM, ETV, Daily Guide, BNFT, NYDJ Live, Amayo Deborah, Ghana Web, and you know, a lot more. So make sure you grab your ticket and you know, do attend this year's MMC Live. My name is Mercy B, the Akumfi Princess. Thanks to my crew, and thanks to @_Glit for my beautiful makeup. I'm looking, you know, flawless, smart and glowing. Have a good night. Thank you for watching.